Alright, so as I was saying, my first source, I found it really interesting that the response to 9/11 was so disorganized. Like, I mean, it says the New York City Office of Emergency Management headquarters lost its entire command center because of the overall emergency response to major blow, because of, you know, all the calls to first responders and everything that were happening. But honestly, I feel like the U.S. should have been more prepared for something like that, just because of how big our country is and how big our military forces are. But yeah, I found that really interesting. My second source was about the long-term health effects from the 9/11 disaster, and I found it really interesting that the main effect on health was respiratory disease from the smoke clouds and all the rubble that was crashing down around everyone. From the exposure to dust clouds from the collapsing buildings. I found it really interesting that, you know, I found it interesting that there were physical effects from this at all. I never really thought about that. But, that the people who were on site, a lot of them have sustained serious respiratory issues from all the chemicals in the air. My last source was this source about the assassination of Osama bin Laden. And they mentioned in here, I found it really interesting that they mentioned that the term Al-Qaeda wasn't like a word for an organization, but it was more of like a word for like a state of mind. Let me see if I can find a principle or method or maximum. Instead of like an organization, they kind of refer to themselves as like just people with a spirit for, you know, their cause, rather than just one little organization with a leader and everything. So, you know, that's a little bit scary, because it means that they could last for a long time, because there isn't like a set group of people. It's a lot of people who just have the same ideals. So I guess that is all that I have. Thank you for listening.